What are the things that make our days better? What are the things that could make our days amazing? So, this is something I'm reflecting on, and I'd love to share with you what I've been finding and then invite you to find them for yourself, your version of these. But I'm going to share the things that I think have been making my days amazing, and hopefully it'll give you some inspiration. Maybe you can try some of them. Maybe you're already doing some of them and you agree. I'd love to hear from you as well in the comments. I'm Leo Babauta of Zen Habits. I've been working on changing my habits, improving my life, exploring what a meaningful life is. What is it to lead a good life? What's meaningful? What makes me light up? And so this is something I've been exploring for 20 years now, and I'd love to share with you what I've been finding lately. Not, 10 years ago, but today. So the first thing is a thing that I call getting myself right. So this is just a small set of things at the beginning of my workday that I think are really important. And it's really just getting myself feel like, the decks are cleared, I'm ready to go, I've got focus, I know my plan, and I go and get it. So the first thing I do is I plan my day. And that is, it could be a short list. It doesn't have to be long. In fact, preferably not long. 5 things would be great. Maybe a little bit more, depending on what I've got going on that day. So when I plan my day, I make a little list for today, my today list. I look at, what do I have going on in my team project, software? What have I got going on in my email that I need to, get back on? What do I have on my calendar? And, maybe there's some other things that are open that I need to, get to. So I take all of those things and I consider them and then I slot them in for the day. And I have a good little system of um, you know, what can actually fit in the day. But I don't have to be exactly right. So I try and do a day's worth of work on a list ordered in terms of importance and time. So for example, maybe I have a 9 o'clock appointment. So from 8 to 9, I could be working on writing something. And then I have a 9 o'clock appointment. Then from 10 to 11, maybe I work on some more writing. Then 11 to 12, another call, and so forth. And so I slot in things depending on how long they'll take, how much time I have, and I put them in order. And so that really helps. In this little category of getting myself right, I also clear out my email inbox. I just go through really quickly and clear it out. Maybe I add something that takes a little bit more work onto my to-do list, or maybe I do a quick reply, maybe I archive it, but whatever I do, I get it out of the inbox. And, if I have 1 or 2 emails left in the inbox and I don't get to exactly zero, that's fine. But I don't like to have 20 emails in the inbox. I like to clear that out. I do the same thing with my team project management software. I'll go through and clear out messages and, make sure the tasks there are in alignment with my today tasks and so forth. And then, another thing I like to do is just check my financial tool. I use You Need a Budget, which is an online software for budgeting, and it automatically imports all of my transactions. So I go through and I approve or categorize those transactions, make sure my budget is right. It takes like 2 minutes. The team project management software is maybe like 3 minutes. The email processing is 5 to 10 minutes, and the today list is like 5 minutes. So what we're talking about there is 15 to 20, 25 minutes, maybe half an hour, but somewhere in that range, from somewhere between 15 minutes, usually 15 to 20 minutes, and I feel good about my day. I know what I'm going to be doing. I have cleared out the inboxes. I also respond to any messages in my message app, and I feel clear. That is what I call getting myself right. If I do that, my day goes so much better. So that's the number one thing is getting myself right in the morning. I feel great when I do that. So that's number one. Number two is some kind of stretching and mobility slash yoga slash movement. So I kind of lump those together, but I like to do some kind of blend. And those could be different for different days. Yesterday, I did a weight workout and I did some stretching. So I have a few different, stretching kind of exercises that I like to do that really help me to get to feel better. Things that, kind of stretch my spine to get that like a little bit moving and flexible and fluid. But I stretch my legs, I stretch my shoulders, and so I do a series of things that I might mix up. That's what was yesterday. I did some um, hard weights and some stretching. But on another day, today I might go for a run and do some stretching. So I like to have some kind of blend of stretching and movement slash exercise. Now, it could be I go and shoot some baskets. It could be that I get on a indoor bike and ride for a little bit. Could be that I do some yoga and a walk with my family. It doesn't really have to be exactly the same every day, but in fact, I like to mix it up. But I need to do some kind of stretching and movement. Stretching and movement. If I do that, my day is so much better. So we're going to call that number two. And again, I'm lumping some of these together. Get yourself right is like four things. Stretching and movement is like two or three things. But I categorize those together. If I do those, my day is so much better. And I feel my body feels good. I can have more energy and focus. I feel like I'm taking care of myself. I just feel so good. So that's number two, stretching and movement. Number one, get myself right in the morning. The third thing is if I do something to express my love. So we're going to call that number three, express my love. And this could be a variety of things. This video is me expressing my love. So I express my love, my purpose through calls with other people, through writing, through videos, what I'm creating. Writing a book, that's an expression of my love. I do coaching calls. That's an expression of my love. I connect with loved ones and friends. That's an expression of my love. If I am doing that, and it might be, I clean up the kitchen for my family, or make a nice little meal for them, or drive my daughter to take care of an appointment. These are expressions of my love. And so I'm actually doing that throughout the day, but I need to recognize that this is an expression of my love. If I just do it out of a sense of burden and I got to get through my to-do list, that's not an expression of my love. But if I sit here and do this video or write something or cook a dinner and I'm feeling like this is an expression of my love, that counts for this. And I do it multiple times throughout the day, so not just once. But number three, express my love. Number four is feel some kind of wonder. So that could be going outside and looking at the, spring blossoms that are coming out early. I don't know why they're coming out so early, but I love it, right? So there's like, these blossoms are just coming out, and I look at them and I feel a sense of awe and wonder and gratitude. Or I might just look at, a family member's face and be like, I'm so glad they're in my life. Or I might eat a handful of berries and just taste the explosion of flavors in my mouth and feel some wonder at that. It doesn't really matter where I do it or when, but some kind of wonder. And if I can do it multiple times throughout the day, even better. But something where I'm feeling wonder. Okay, the number five is meditation. So, I don't meditate every day. I either forget or I fall out of the habit or I resist it and I put it off. But when I do meditate, my day is so much better. And it could be towards the end of the day or it could be the beginning. It doesn't really matter. Ideally, actually, I would do both. I don't often do both, but I would do something in the morning and I would do something in the evening. I love both. And I think they both really make a big difference. But if I do either one, I just need to sit there for, it could be 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be super long, but I'm just allowing myself to sit, settle, breathe, get to a place of peace and openness. And it changes my nervous system so that the rest of my day is better. And it's practice for living. So, meditation. So let me review. Getting myself right. Um, some kind of movement and stretching, some kind of expression of my love, some kind of wonder, and some kind of meditation. Okay. Um, Reflecting on my day makes a really big difference. If I can reflect on my day, um, and it's just going back and looking at what did I get done? What do I want to celebrate? What do I need to, move till tomorrow, or to another day? What am I learning? What am I grateful for? These kinds of things. So I might just have a little bit of a session where I open up my notes app or write it in a journal. Lately, it's on a notes app where I actually just express my day, reflect on my day, and it really makes a big difference if I do that. I also like in that session to plan for the next day, so that when I wake up and do my get myself right kind of routine, I feel a little bit ahead because I already did my planning for for today. I did it yesterday at the end of the day. I don't always do that, but when I do that, it actually makes the next day even a little bit better. Okay, last thing. So this will be number 7 is a little bit of an evening routine that includes um, shutting down early, letting myself slowly kind of wind down and get ready, and I like to floss and brush my teeth. If I'm too lazy to do those, I feel bad the next day. And so some days I go to bed way too tired and I don't brush my teeth and floss. And it's fine that for one day to miss it, but it doesn't make me feel good. I feel so much better if I go to sleep. I like to take a nice hot shower, brush my teeth and floss. I like to read to bed, and I like to make sure that I am doing that early enough so that I can get enough sleep. I like 7 hours of sleep. If I do get more than 7, great. If I get 6.5, fine. But 6 is not enough for me. So 6.5. 7 is ideal for me, and a little bit more is even better. But so I need to have this wind down routine early enough where I'm going to get enough sleep. So an early enough wind down routine: shower, floss, brush, read, and make sure I shut down before all of that. So that would be number 7, is a wind down routine that includes all of that. Those make up the things that make my day incredible. Now, of course, there are other possibilities. I love reading. Spending some time with loved ones is really incredible. Checking things off my to-do list also feels amazing. If I have some kind of adventure out in the wild, great. But I don't get to do those every day. And so I like to get myself right in the beginning of the day. I like to stretch and move. I like to express my love, feel wonder, reflect on my day, meditate, and have a wind down routine that includes brushing my teeth, flossing, shutting down early enough, getting enough sleep, and reading. If I do all 7 of those, an amazing day. If I do 0, I'll still have an okay day, right? But the more of those that I do, the better my day is. And they're not that hard to do. Again, I mentioned 15, 20 minutes. Stretching could be 5 minutes. Movement, I might, I like moving longer than 5 minutes, but movement doesn't have to be super long. Um, Expressing my love could be a little moment. Wonder could be a little moment. Meditation could be 5 minutes. Reflection could be 5 minutes as well. So these could be 5-minute things that make the entire day so much better. So that's what works for me. It might not be the things that work for you. What I want to encourage you to do is to reflect on what are the things that make your day better. Are they in somewhere in the areas that I've shared? Are they something else? What an experiment, try it out. See, like if you do, maybe it's 4 things. If you do these 4 things, is your day better? Are they making your day worse? Maybe you think you should do them, but they're not actually making your day better. So that's where the reflection habit really helps, because you can reflect on how things are actually impacting your life. So share with me in the comments if you already have an idea. Maybe there are things that I do that you agree with. Maybe you hate the things that I do. I don't care. Share it down below. And I'd love to hear from you. But I really encourage you to reflect on this. Now, if you think this is going to be useful for someone else, please share it with them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others to find it. And I would really love it if you subscribed, become a part of the Zen Habits YouTube community, and get more of these videos going forward every week. I would love, love, love that. I'm Leo, wishing you an amazing, amazing day. I hope that you have some Zen habits in your life. Bye, my friends.